that you joined today for our 2025 annual business meeting voter member orientation. Some of you may be brand new voting members, and we're super excited to have you here. And some of you may have been in a voting member role previously, and we're still really excited to have you here. So it's always great, I think, to be with others in the WIC community. And we've got some slides and information to go through here, and also we'll be introducing our candidates for NWA board secretary as well. So thanks for joining. The chat is open if you have questions or want to pop things into the chat, and we can address them. So with that, I will turn it over to NWA staff to get started. Thanks.
Great. Thank you, Kate. Hi, everyone. I'm Jennifer Vanderhoff, Special Administrator to the President and CEO and co-manager of the annual business meeting. Thank you again for joining us for the voting member orientation today. And now I'll turn it over to Emily.
Hi, everyone. I'm Emily Gilcher, and I am Director of Member Services at National WIC Association. I am here to support Jennifer and partner with her on leading this and the annual business meeting, logistical work. And happy to see you here. Happy to have you all engage. And I'll be available for managing chat and answering questions at the end. So I will pass it back to you, Jennifer.
Great. Thank you, Emily. Just before we get started, please note that the session is being recorded for those who couldn't join the meeting today, and it will be posted on the annual business meeting landing page. During today's session, we will cover an introduction to NWA, details of the annual business meeting, including how to prepare. Each of the candidates for board secretary, Samar McGregor and Victoria Valdez, will join us to provide a quick 1 to 2 minute introduction of themselves later in the meeting. And lastly, at the end, we'll answer any outstanding questions about the voter member role and business meeting. The National WIC Association is a high-impact 501c3 nonprofit member organization that represents more than 2,000 service provider agencies that offer quality nutrition education, breastfeeding support, healthcare, and other social referral services to women and young children in over 10,000 WIC clinics nationwide. We are the only national organization dedicated to supporting and protecting the WIC program. And now I'll ask for someone to volunteer to read the mission and visions. You can just go ahead and unmute yourself and state your name and agency. That would be great. Any volunteers?
I can do that.
Okay, great. Thanks, Samar.
For the mission statement, the National WIC Association provides its members with tools and leadership to expand and sustain effective nutrition services for mothers and young children. And the vision statement is, our vision is a nation of healthier women, children, and their families.
Great. Thank you, Samar. Would someone like to volunteer to read the health equity statement?
I can do it. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, thank you, Adela.
NWA Health Equity Statement. For the National WIC Association, health equity is the ability of all individuals and families to achieve optimal health, irrespective of their identity, race, ability, or class. This requires equitable access to nutritious foods, breastfeeding support, chronic disease prevention and management services, safe living environments, and good jobs with fair pay. It necessitates removing obstacles to families' short and long-term health and well-being, including poverty, discrimination, and institutional racism and other forms of bias expressed through housing, healthcare, education, labor, and other public policies.
Great, thank you, Adela. I appreciate it. The basis of NWA in a nutshell: the purpose of our existence is that we exist to protect and promote WIC through building advocacy and leadership capacity. We also drive WIC research and innovation to make the program better for participants. And lastly, we provide education, resources, and tools to our members and other WIC stakeholders in order to create a program that supports WIC participants in the best possible ways. NWA's core membership is made up of WIC agencies and WIC staff at the state and local levels, as you'll see from the diagram on the slide. Our membership is divided into 5 sections: state agency directors, nutrition services, breastfeeding, and vendor management at the state level and the local agency section. The board is made up of 13 members and includes representation from the 5 sections, indigenous agencies, an executive committee, plus the president and CEO in a non-voting capacity. We've also got 4 state sections and 1 local section, but there is equal representation of state and local members within the voting membership and on the board. Looking at the diagram, the left side of the circle is the state and the right side is local. Voting members represent the 5 sections and 7 regions. Some of you may wonder what the purpose is of the annual business meeting. It's good practice and also essential per our bylaws to keep our 501c3 nonprofit status. It's also a great annual touch point for voting members to keep you informed of the work of the association, to elect officers and nominating committees, to set policy and/or take positions, and to instruct the board. As a voting member, you should stay informed by reviewing NWA emails, which includes our weekly Monday Association updates, Washington Update, SIPWIC updates, among others. You should also join and engage in NWA's online community. It's a very helpful resource for keeping up with everything that we're doing. In addition, you should connect and liaise by acting as liaison between state, region, and NWA standing committees. You should attend regional meetings and the annual business meeting to vote. This year's annual business meeting is next Thursday, May 15th from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Time. On the day of the annual business meeting, it's really important that you join 5 to 10 minutes early to sign in so we can begin the count for quorum. This tends to take some time, so we really appreciate you joining us early. Voting members can prepare for the meeting by reviewing the annual business meeting landing page using the QR code on the screen to review important meeting documents like the agenda, previous minutes, reports from committees, and to gain more insight into the candidates running for board positions. You can also confirm you're registered as a voting member by the deadline and ensure your membership dues are current. After the annual business meeting adjourns, voting members will be able to vote on the candidate for secretary of the board and any resolutions that are brought forth during the meeting. New this year on the ballot, voting members will be asked to answer a question about the WIC state they represent, whether at the state or local level. This question is solely for the voting committee to track vote counts across regions in case of discrepancies, and the information will be disaggregated from the votes. Voting will open following the adjournment of the annual business meeting and will close on Sunday, May 18th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. And now we'll hear directly from our candidates for secretary, Samar McGregor and Victoria Valdez. Samar, would you like to start?
Sure. Thank you, Jennifer. And hello, everybody. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Samar McGregor, and I'm honored to be a candidate for the NWA Secretary. I have a master's in public health nutrition from Loma Linda University, and I'm also a registered dietitian nutritionist, similar to several members of the executive committee and the board. As I shared in my bio and my video, I serve as Deputy Director for the PHFE WIC program, which, as you may know, is the largest WIC agency in the country, and we are in Southern California. I have served as Secretary of the Board for the last 3 years, and I'm humbly asking for your support to return for a second term. It is a steep learning curve to be in this position, but I had previous exposure to the NWA Board as I had served as local agency section chair for 2 terms. Over the past 3 years, I have been proud to serve as Secretary of the Board while keeping up with my role as Deputy Director efficiently. With the experience gained, I have been able to maintain accurate records of all board meetings and ensuring seamless communication and timely communication between board members and NWA staff. As Secretary for the second term, I aim to provide continuity and support as NWA transitions into its new board structure. In addition to serving on the NWA board, I have maintained involvement with the California WIC Association, and I had served as legislative chair and also president of the CWA board. I've also had the opportunity to work on several grant-funded projects on a national level, giving me the experience to partner with many types of WIC agencies, enriching my understanding of the broader public health and WIC landscapes. As we look at navigating the next 3 years, we need a strong board, and we need a strong secretary to maintain seamless communication between the executive committee, the general board, and the membership, it is vital to capture the essence of discussions that take place during the executive committee as well as board meetings. I'm genuinely excited by the opportunity to continue to serving as your secretary. I have the full support of my agency, and I bring a deep understanding of board operations and a commitment to excellence. Thank you for considering my candidacy. Getting your support would really mean the world to me, and I would be honored to earn your vote and look forward to continuing this important work together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Samar. Victoria, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm honored for the nomination for the position of the NWA Board Secretary. I'll be reading the same information that I shared on my video. So my name is Victoria. I'm rooted in community work with a deep commitment to social justice. In this difficult and ambiguous time for publicly funded social safety net programs, I'm called to serve in the protection of vulnerable children and families. To that end, I seek to respectfully and professionally serve in the position of Board Secretary for NWA. In addition to the effort to protect the value for public commitment to low-income women, infants, and children, I'm enthusiastic about serving my contemporaries in the professional discipline I have devoted my career to. My WIC journey started 20 years ago at this local agency, the Lundquist Institute WIC program, a large local agency in Los Angeles, California. I started as a site supervisor and eventually became an area manager. Currently, I am the WIC policy and training manager. I'm part of a training team. My focus is policy and continuous quality improvement activities. I am also our liaison with our state CDH WIC program integrity unit. I have been a WIC ambassador with the California WIC Association. I also served on the board in 2017 through 2019 as the Southern California Legislative Chair. I successfully completed the NWA Leadership Program in 2019 as well. Through my progressive responsibilities, I have a deep understanding of the WIC program and operations. I'm organized, pay attention to detail, and manage critical documentation. I'm clear that I must be in constant learning and growth, adapting to changes to meet the needs of our community. And these skills and mindset are suited for the NWA board position. I have been fortunate to work with a dedicated and resilient team committed to providing essential services to our community. And my executive director and my peers at my agency are supportive in me being the board secretary. Thank you for your support and consideration.
Great, thank you, Victoria. And with that, that concludes the voter member orientation. We'd like to thank you for joining us today. Kate, Emily, and I are happy to answer any questions you may have related to the annual business meeting or the voting process.
Feel free to come off mute or press the raise your hand button if you have any questions. And thanks for attending. I would like to share that if you know anyone who's a voting member who you don't know if they are in the loop, if you could share out information and inspire them to register and vote, we would be really grateful for that engagement.
Just quick question, just to confirm, the meeting is taking place next Thursday, right? The 15th. I think I saw an email and I got confused if it was moved to another date.
Gotcha. Yes, it is next Thursday. It is from noon to 2 p.m. Eastern time. And you do need to pre-register for it. So at the annual business landing page, which I've put in the chat, and I'm going to do that again just because I think a couple folks came in since I did, has all the information you need for registering and preparing for the meeting. We'll be posting the link to this orientation recording as well after we are done.
Okay. Well, if nobody has any questions for us, thank you again for joining us, and we'll go ahead and give you some of your time back. Have a good day.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Bye.